What's going on? This is Full Throttle Freedom, and the wait is finally over. The bike is here. So this is it, the 2022 Yamaha MT-09. I compromised a little bit. I was originally going for black, but they got this blue one in, and you know, the black got delayed. It potentially might not even be here till the end of August, and I still want to be able to ride this season, so I went with the blue, and I can't say that I'm complaining too much. I think that blue really pops. Beautiful looking bike. So go ahead and take a good look, and I'm gonna give this thing a first ride. Bike's all warmed up, and we're ready to give this thing a first ride. Oh my goodness, this is the first time I've put this thing into gear. I'm so excited. So for this first ride here, I just have this thing in drive mode 2. I'm a little scared to go ahead and put it straight into drive mode 1, just because that's a little too much power, I think, for, you know, my first time going out. Man, it's so smooth right off the hop here. Oh, I'm so thrilled. Friction point's a little further out than my other bike, but I guess in some ways that's kind of good. Oh my goodness, that quick shifter. This is like a huge step up for me. Oh man. Oh, and it's so much more comfortable than the ZX-10R. It's so comfortable, so smooth. This thing is amazing so far. No complaints at all here. And it's a little quiet, I will say that much, but I do love the sound a lot. That cross-plane inline 3, just wow. One thing to keep in mind when you buy a new bike like this is as you scrub in the tires, you need to be careful, especially with a powerful bike like this one, not to go too crazy, because the last thing you want to do is to wipe out on your brand new motorcycle. So I'm just taking care here to make sure that I slowly let the bike break in, and that I scrub in these tires properly, because I do not want to wipe out. Oh my goodness. This is a whole new world for me. I've never had a bike that had a quick shifter. I've never had this colored TFT display like this. Oh, I'm so happy. I don't even know what else to say. I'm just really, really happy. So the one thing that I gotta say about this bike is that after riding it for a little bit, the one thing, I can't even say it's a complaint, but I've definitely noticed that the brakes aren't quite as strong as my ZX-10R. I can say that for sure. So, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with that because I can always upgrade the brakes, but yeah, I definitely noticed that when I hit that brake lever, I find that it's not quite as strong as I would anticipate because it's a dual rotor setup in the front. So like you'd think that there'd be a decent amount, but you know, again, it's not a complaint, it's just something that I noticed. It's not going to impact city riding, but I might notice it if I ever took it on the track. But if I were to ever do that, I think at that point I would probably just upgrade the brake pads. So overall though, I've been very, very pleased so far. I don't have any complaints at all. Like, this thing is wild. Like, I feel like a hooligan on this thing. And I don't know, I've heard that from a lot of different people, but you know, this thing is just something else. You know, I've ridden leader bikes and they feel intense, but there's just something about this one. It's so torquey, and you know, getting up to speed is just, and like that's what you're gonna do in the city anyways. Like, it's not all about the super like high-end power and torque. It's all about that low-end grunt, and this thing has all of that. I've heard in the past as well that some people, you know, they have problems with that front-end feel, but I don't get that at all. This thing feels so good. Yeah, I gotta say, just with the way this is all set up, I really, and I can honestly say this, I really don't feel like I'm missing out moving from a 1000cc down to this 889. Like, honestly, within the city, you're not going to notice it at all. Like, in fact, this one, I feel like in some ways has a little bit more of that down low torque that, you know, you would have kind of wanted out of a leader bike. So yeah, this thing is phenomenal. And so I guess with a new bike like this, I was talking to my sales rep, and so after 1,000 kilometers, all I got to do is an oil change, oil and filter change, and then check my chain slack, adjust as necessary. And then besides that, the dealer is actually going to do me a solid, and they're actually going to set my suspension sag for my body weight. So this bike is, you know, in a few weeks it's going to be tailored just to me, and so I think that's pretty cool. So I'm still being pretty careful with these exit ramps. The last thing that I want to do is to wipe out, and I don't have any protection on this bike yet, so I definitely need to be careful, because you know, it'd be one thing if I had frame sliders, a little low side crash would be, you know, it'd be devastating, but it wouldn't wreck the bike. Whereas if I were to go down right now, like, we're talking about having to replace a lot of stuff. So, and you know, the dealership really emphasizes that too. You know, a lot of people, they don't know how to scrub in tires. I've scrubbed in 2 pairs so far, one on my ZX-10R and then one on my wife's bike, and so, you know, I have experience doing that. I know kind of the limits that I can take the bike to during that. Well, I shouldn't say I know the limits, because if I knew what the limits were, that means I would have crossed them. But I know how to ride a bike so that you don't end up crossing the limits and really being upset when you, with your brand new tires. So, and in this case, brand new everything. So definitely need to watch it for sure. Oh, is this ever amazing though? I never thought this day would come. It just kept getting pushed back, and every time it did, I would just get a little more discouraged. And now that it's here, and you know, I'm sitting on the bike I've been waiting for months to get, and really I've been waiting for years. Like, this has been the bike that's been on my mind for a long time. So for it to finally be here and for me to be sitting on it and riding it is like, this is like a dream come true for me. I'm so thrilled. Oh man, honestly, I'm in love. This bike is amazing. I keep saying that, amazing, phenomenal, but really, it's this is really, this makes me happy.
Thanks for watching my first drive video for my brand new MT-09. Please stay tuned for more MT-09 and other awesome motorcycle content. And if you like this kind of thing, please make sure to like, comment, and share on this video. And as always, thanks for watching and be sure to ride safe.